Canoopsy here, and I'm a college student. And if you're a student or have been a student in the past, you also know about all of the struggles. Sometimes you just have to save money. Like not spending that 9 cents on a printout for a huge assignment, or eating nothing but cheap noodles for 6 months, or not buying dress shoes for that presentation and having the teacher make fun of you in front of the class.
What are those?
So I get it, you're trying to save money, and that's totally fine, but you at least need a laptop for most programs and courses. So HP actually reached out, sponsored this video, and sent out their HP 14 laptop with a much longer name that's currently on screen right now. This only costs about $200. They also sent out the HP Z3700 mouse and the Odyssey 15.6 backpack. There are a few things that make a good college laptop a good college laptop, so let's see if the HP 14 checks off all of the right boxes and if it's worth it. Up first, the laptop needs to be light and portable, and here it weighs 3.86 pounds. This is due to the all-plastic build, but despite being made of plastic, it is durable and strong in all of the right places. The display does have a bit of flex, but the keyboard area and the rest of the body where you interact with the laptop are pretty solid. And to carry around this laptop, something like the Odyssey 15.6 backpack that HP sent out is really an excellent choice. It maintains a very clean design with a lot of pocket options for books, a tablet, a laptop up to 15.6 inches, hence the name of the bag, and a bunch of hidden pockets for all sorts of stuff. I'm not really sure what the handle at the very front of the bag is totally intended for, but if you want to hold this bag like a duffel bag, you can also do that. Up next is the keyboard, and that is a really important thing for a laptop, and here, thankfully, it's actually quite good for the price point. Keys don't feel mushy at all and do offer quite a good tactile response. While there is no backlighting, you do have access to all the usual controls at the very top row. The trackpad is there if you just really desperately need it, but it can be a bit of a pain to use, especially because the two left and right keys aren't actually built into the trackpad. They're separate buttons, but this is where the mouse I mentioned earlier comes into play. The Z3700 mouse, also from HP, is a good and affordable replacement instead of using that pretty subpar trackpad. It's only $14 depending on what color you choose, and it's thin, light, and can easily go in a pocket or a bag. The mouse uses a USB receiver that can also be stored inside in a very tiny slot. It takes a single AA battery that is included that lasts almost a year and a half. The Z3700 works on pretty much every surface I've tested it on, and the click is responsive and subtle, while the scrolling is very precise. The main reason I don't usually bring a mouse to school is because most mice I have are just too large and heavy, and they don't fit in my laptop bag and all that kind of stuff. They're just annoying to bring around, but this, you barely even know that it's there. Number 3, it needs to have some good ports, and this laptop has a huge selection. One USB 3, two USB 2 ports, full-size HDMI, VGA, Ethernet, headphone jack, and a hidden SD card slot. Number 4, it needs to have a good screen as you're staring at it pretty much all day. While the screen here is glossy, it actually has a resolution of 1080p, providing some good overall sharpness for video watching, working on presentations, and all that sort of fun stuff. Watching YouTube videos here is actually quite a good experience, with content looking very crisp, with good colors, on that 14-inch display. Number 5 is performance and just being able to just get stuff done. You're not getting the top of the line and the most intensive fast specifications ever here, as this laptop is very affordable and not made to handle very intensive and very demanding programs and tasks. It has a quad-core AMD E2 APU processor with 4 gigs of RAM, and the one negative for many people is going to be that pretty small storage amount. The HP 14 has 32GB of eMMC flash storage, so it's not that fast and definitely not as good as a regular SSD. It's good for storing basic files and programs, but you're going to want to make the most of cloud storage like OneDrive or Google Drive and utilize some sort of SD card or external drive. While the storage amount definitely is a small hiccup, the performance of the HP 14 is good for the basic things you normally do with a laptop. Browsing the web and all the sites that I normally use is a pretty smooth experience. Using some of the office programs like PowerPoint and Word is nice and fast, and when you're sick and tired of just doing work, playing basic games is definitely fine here too. But I recommend installing those games on like an SSD or some sort of external drive, as you have very little storage space as it is. The fans are usually audible during usage, but they're not that loud and stay at a pretty consistent overall volume unless you're really pushing the computer. And of course, this laptop is running full Windows 10, so you can use really any desktop program this laptop is actually made to handle. It's basically just a regular PC with Windows 10.
I'd tell a chemistry joke, but I'm afraid I wouldn't get a reaction.
What? And number 6, a laptop needs to have some good battery life. During my testing, it usually reaches about 3.5 to 4 hours consistently, doing things like watching videos in HD, working on PowerPoint, just doing some general laptop stuff. This will all depend on your personal usage, of course, but either way, keep your charger handy, which is very long and charges the laptop fairly fast. But if you're a true battery warrior, you can even pick up a second battery for this laptop, as you can easily swap it out. This laptop has the essentials: a good keyboard, a sweet selection of ports, and a lightweight build. The only two small negatives I can really think of are the storage amount and the battery life, which both are good, but I would like to see at least double the storage and a bit better battery life. But at this very reasonable price, it can be pretty hard to complain. So in summary, the HP 14 laptop checks off pretty much all of the right boxes for being a good, affordable, overall college laptop. Now sure, it doesn't have some crazy blazing fast specifications or like a ridiculously premium metal build, but it doesn't really need all those things to be a good overall college laptop. It works with what it has and delivers for basic college tasks, and for just basic tasks in general, it's a good affordable overall laptop for just around $200, and the accessories are pretty good too. And that's pretty much it for this video. Like the video if you liked it, links to everything mentioned in this video in the description down below. Comment your favorite, craziest, wildest, weirdest college story if you want, or just any thoughts on this laptop. Subscribe, and thank you for watching.